That is a nose for you right there. What's poppin'? It's your girl Taejha and welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. You know your girl appreciates you. And if you are new, welcome. And if you want to, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below what you guys think in regards to what we're gonna do today. I want to show you guys my go-to makeup look, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's get right on into this. So like some people, I actually do like to start my makeup by doing my brows first because I need to like shape my face before I just start putting things on my face. So that's what we're gonna do, eyebrows first. And you guys know I like my brows to be on the thicker natural side, whatever that means, but I feel like that means something to me for sure. I'm not doing them like too thick, like I'm barely overlining them, but then they're still like very natural looking, you feel me? That's why they're like thick and natural, you know? I feel like I'm thick and natural, you know, like in my heart and in my soul, that is what I am. And just don't tell me if I'm not, because I know that I'm a skinny girl. And nothing's wrong with being a skinny girl, that's cool, that's cool. But some booty every now and then would be so good too. So also, you guys, disregard my nails. Like, they're ratchet out here. I need my nails done so bad. It's quarantine. It's not working for me when it comes to that stuff, because I know there's all these videos you can do it yourself. I don't want to do it myself. Like, I don't want to. I want to do my own nails or do my own hair and makeup. I want to go get my nails done, lashes done. Alright, you guys, so I finished my brow, my other brow, this one, right? This one, yeah, I finished that one off camera. And I'm going to cut my brows. And I but I realized that using this kind of like flat brush is way better than using, like, let me show you, where is it, come on, than using this kind of brush for your brows. I just feel like it gives you more precise like cuts and lines to be able to really clean the brows up than using that kind of brush. I like that kind of brush, the other one, the more like rounded one, to be used more when I'm like cutting my crease, because it helps me do that. But this is just such a better brush to use when you are doing your brows. So get you this brush, little painting looking brush, you know, one of these, girl. Yes, get the brows looking nice and precise. All right, you guys, so I finished priming my eyeballs. My eyeballs are all primed. This freaking like pimple, I don't know what that was, that crater thing on my face, like that's not working for me. We're just gonna disregard it. So let's get into the shadow, because I like to do my eyeshadow next. I want to do like my go-to look, right? I kind of change that up sometimes, in a sense where it's still the same look, but it's just done differently. And I like to go into my NYX bronzer, the deep brown that I be using, and I'm gonna use that to kind of like put some color on my crease first, because that just helps everything just blend in all the way for me personally. And that's just what I like to do, so that's what I'm going to do. And if anybody cares, I use Juvia's Place concealer as my eyeshadow base on my lid. And then this part right there, like, it looks kind of crazy right now, but when I do everything else and, you know, what do you call it, contour my nose, there's the word, there's what I'm trying to say, contour my nose, that will all just blend so seamlessly. Oh, and can you guys, lace lifting just took away my excitement, but can you guys see and tell that I got some new lights? So we're bright up in this bitch, like we're you know, what am I trying to say, we are stepping our game up and we're doing a damn thing, you know. So after I put that down, I'm now gonna go into this palette here, the Saharian palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna take the brown in that, and I'm gonna go ahead and add some more dimension and color to my crease here. I'm looking a little raccoony, but you know, it's coming together real nice. Like, look at that dimension there. Ooh, ooh, like it? Yeah. So yeah, and I personally like to do both eyes at the same time because I just feel like it makes everything just stay even. And it's not easy for me to, it's not that it's not easy for me, it's just something I just don't pay attention to, I guess, to the colors I use, and I don't want to forget things, so I'm not gonna like go back and forth and back and forth. I'd rather just go into what I'm doing and just do what I'm doing, you know? So that's that for that. Now I'm gonna go into this Iconic palette and take the dark Deep Soul in there, the dark color in there, and add some darkness to my ends here. And then we're gonna go back into the Juvia's Place palette and kind of like blend those together. Watch, y'all see. You'll see. And this eye look is just, this is just one of my go-to like makeup looks because one, I like to wear a lot of like goldish type of things usually. More recently I also like to have things be, you know, more diamonds. But gold is my go-to too. And this just works perfectly with my outfits I be wearing usually. And I've been so into animal print these days, so this eyeshadow look goes perfectly with the animal print. Yeah, so we're just gonna, you know, blend those out, make sure there's no harsh lines at all, because that's not what we're here for. Not what we're here for. Yeah, it's coming together, guys. It's coming together. And then I think I'm gonna cut my crease just a little bit so that I can give like a clean canvas on the inside so the color really pops how I would want it to. I'm like really debating, do I care to cut the crease? Do I not care? Do I care? Do I not care? But I feel like when I do cut it, it just makes the crease just look so much sharper and juicier. So I'm gonna cut my crease. Yep, we're gonna cut the crease. Crease is all cut. And now I want to make sure that these little, you know, edges are blended correctly before adding the color to the crease. So I'm gonna let that adding the color to the lid. So I'm gonna let that dry down a little more. Like I said, the color I'm using here is just that brown I used before from the Juvia's Place Saharian palette, you know. And then back into the Deep Soul to make sure that this area stays darker. Yeah, it's blended very nicely. Blended nicely. I want to add this orange from the Juvia's Place palette right in between that as well. I'm gonna take this 24K gold because we're shining. Take this 24K gold from the Iconic palette. Ooh, look at that, you guys. It's so pretty. So pretty. And then I definitely like to like make sure it's like blended into that orange well, you know? And then we'll go back into the orange and make sure that they're like looking seamless, back and forth, back and forth. You can never stop blending. That looks so pretty. It's so pretty. It's looking good, looking good. And I love when I like how it's looking because sometimes I never like how it's looking until after I do my foundation. But today, and now we're gonna go back into that Juvia's Place palette and take that really white like color, and I'm kind of gonna go over this gold one just to even intensify this area so that it's not just like so goldy gold. See, like, ooh, you see how it like added this like brighten. Ah, looks so cute, looks so cute. It's looking cute, it's looking cute. So now we're gonna go back into that orange and make sure that these two areas are blended in seamlessly. And I'm gonna use it and kind of like taper it upwards like that to make sure that the area is blended in nicely and not too harsh of a line putting it down, you know? And you wanna, like, that's why I say you wanna make sure like to go into it like in this upwards motion here like that. And that also helps kind of diffuse the area and make sure that they don't look like a harsh line is there. And then go back into the other color and kind of just dab over that to really just make sure the line is precise. Cool, eyeshadow's looking hella cute. Do say so myself. All right, you guys, so lashes are on. Lashes are on. And now let's go to the face. My go-to face. I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. What color do I use? I use Warm Sand. If that matters if you are similar to my skin tone. Just gonna take a couple of pumps of that. And then I might look like a lot, but I kind of like spread the pump out to not just be like saturated in one area, you know? And recently I've been enjoying using sponges to blend my foundation out. I used to use brushes a lot, you know? Like I used to use a brush more often, and then recently I just got more into using a sponge. And I'm feeling the sponge absorption going on, you know? Yeah, I mean, a sponge does kind of absorb more product than a brush does, but I've just been feeling the sponge to just really get me together and get me snatched way more. Not way more, but I don't know. I'll probably go back to a brush one day. You guys see that scab, that scar? I was so sad. I really burned myself. Straight up burned myself when I was curling my hair. I've never actually done that before, and I was really so sad that that happened. I could not believe that I really burned my neck. So sad. So yeah, go ahead and blend this all out. Then I just take the excess on my forehead because I don't feel like I need a lot of extra product just on my forehead. I used to, but I feel like why? It kind of just blends it all in anyways, and then I end up putting bronzer, a little bit of concealer there, so it's just like, it doesn't need to be that much product all on my forehead. But I do like to make sure that it does like blend in, you know, look all blended all together. Look at that, come through, born this way, skin. You see, it's like, it's still full coverage, but, well, it's kind of medium to full. Like if I did another pump, I feel like it would have been more full, but it's still skin. But on top of that, and sometimes I do this the other way around, depending on how full coverage I really want to be for that day. I'll then take the Vanish from Hourglass and then put a little bit on top of that just to kind of make sure everything just looks so flawless, because this is my go-to flawless routine. Like I may change up my what do you call it, eyeshadow just a little bit depending on what I was wearing, but at the end of the day, this is the go-to eyeshadow look and this is the go-to face. Color match good. Don't come for me because my colors are matching. They look nice. Good. And before you put down your concealer, you guys definitely make sure any little creases are not there. Because I mean, if you have creases, you're gonna crease. It's just inevitable, and I know from experience because I have creases under my eyes. But you don't want to add to that, you know. And I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer as well. What color is this concealer? I use the concealer in color Cookie. Warm Sand and Cookie. Oh, and Vanish. In the Vanish Hourglass, I use the color Honey. And then this helps just build my nose contour also. Like I bring this pretty much all the way into here, right? Create this like line in a sense there. You guys see? And then we're gonna make sure it goes all the way in here as well. And then create that line there. I'm sorry I keep looking this way. My mirror's right there. I should put my mirror right here in front of me, but it ain't there. And then we're gonna do a little sunshine. Hello. Feeling out in. And make sure you connect those. Connect that. Now I like my concealer to come out just a little bit like that on my eyebrows. I feel like you guys can't see this concealer in this lighting. Like it's kind of similar to my skin tone, but it adds that dimension there that I would need and want. Like if I was just to wear this concealer by itself, that would be fine too, because it definitely is concealing me, but y'all see what I'm gonna do to it to spice it up. And I conceal around my mouth too like that, because recently I've just been feeling like I've been getting kind of, it's just been looking a little dark there, so make sure I conceal that area too for myself personally. Then now I'm gonna take the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Get Guap 10 white toes and the toy flip-flops. Speaking of toes, need those done too. Okay, so we're gonna take the NYX in the color True Beige, and I like to use that right on top of the Too Faced Born This Way because it helps. One, this concealer is really drying, and the other one gives you way more leeway. And these two together, it's just perfect to me. Perfect. So just love them together. Okay, so concealer has been drying down now for a good, what, let's see, maybe 5 minutes at least. So when I blend out my concealer, I definitely like to start with my chin first, and then I'll go around the mouth. See, like adding the concealer to the bottom of my mouth, it just like makes everything just feel like it just blends in much better. You know, I just feel like I don't have like a dark mouth. But with this quarantine as being stuck in the house, I need to get outside. Like, look at my hand. Look at how light my hand is in comparison to my, like, even my neck. Really, like, I know I added makeup to it, but still, we're trying not to show my nails because they look a hot ass mess. So we're just gonna disregard the fact that my hand is that much lighter than my face. So yeah. And I do my nose contour last. That is going to be the last part I do. So yeah, we're gonna do under the eyes, and look at that, you guys. Like, you see what I mean? How much better? Like, yeah, you see like the dimension, how it's happening with my foundation, and then the Too Faced concealer, and then the NYX on top of it. It just gives it that nice like light gradients that I really just love, that dimension in my face going on when I'm wearing makeup. It just adds all of my, what do you call it? Trying to like accentuate your facial structures, you know? And that's why I love the different colors, because it just adds that different dimension to your face. You can't forget in between these little nose creases there. And then I could pull my eyelids down, open my eyes all the way. I probably look so crazy right there. Oh my gosh. And now we're gonna do the nose last to give that its time. You guys see what I mean? Like earlier when I did the eyeshadow, like how it was like, you know, kind of going in looking a little crazy when I had nothing else on my face. But now everything is coming together. It don't look crazy. Boom, concealer is on. Right after concealer is on, we're gonna go right into the powder. I'm going to bring this closer to me. I'm going to use, what do we call her? What's her name? Huda Beauty's powder. And I mixed a little bit of some Hourglass powder in it too, just to, I don't know. I did it for no reason. Honestly, I really just did it for no reason because it was there. But this Huda Beauty powder, I don't know why right now. Like, I've gotten used to the smell for sure. It's very perfumey. For some reason right now, I just keep breathing it in more than usual. You see, guys? Definitely took that matteness away. And then I used the Huda Beauty, what color is this in? Blondie. I used Blondie because I like how it has still a really, really yellow tint to it. It still has a real yellow tint to it, so it doesn't darken or like overly lighten my concealer that I already just put on, because I already put on like light enough concealer, so I don't need my powder to really brighten my concealer at all. When it comes to my setting powder, at least, I just want it to set it. I don't want it to brighten it. And I used to use Laura Mercier's powder like a lot more, but recently I've just been feeling Miss Huda Beauty. Like, yeah, it is pretty kind of drying. If you're using products, like for instance my foundation, it was not a mattifying foundation. Like you saw, my skin was still very supple for those foundations I was using. I feel very luminous and luscious. So this powder doesn't make me feel like my face is all dry since I didn't use mattifying products. But if you have dry skin, I don't know 100% if this powder is going to be I don't know if she's going to be something you're going to like 100%, so you may want to use it sparingly. But if you use a luminous, because I do feel like I have like normal to dry skin for sure. So I feel like if I can do it, you can do it too, baby girl. So now that everything has been set, we're going to continue to set our face. I'm going to take the Sephora Micro Smoothing Powder, and what color is this? This is Medium Sand. And I just take that and dab that everywhere else to make sure that when I add my bronzer, I'm not going to end up having any kind of harsh lines on my face because my foundation wasn't set all the way. You know, definitely don't want that to happen, because I'm not going to be using any cream contours today. Honestly speaking, I haven't cream contoured in a long time. Like, I just haven't really been into it recently anymore. I just feel like it's been putting just a lot of makeup on my face, and I don't need it all for the reason of why I'm putting on makeup for that day. Like, sometimes I feel like, okay, yeah, the occasion definitely calls for it. It's needed. But right now, this is my go-to everyday. This is my go-to flawless routine. So I don't really need the cream contour right now, you know? So what is this that we're taking? We are taking Miss Fenty Beauty, and this is the color Beijing Gal. And I'm taking a Morphe R2 brush, and I'm going to just, you know, dab that in. So this is the first color we are going to use for the bronzer, because I like to be like bronzy and then still contoured with my bronzer. So you'll see what I'm going to do, guys. So we're first going to take the Beijing Gal and put that everywhere. Put a little bit on my chin too, under there. Make sure that area is all nice and chiseled, you know. So first layer of Beijing Gal is on with that brush. And now, sometimes I do this before, sometimes I do it after. It doesn't really have a time frame of when this gets done. It just makes sure it gets done. So now I got to contour my nose. So I like to make sure I take my eyeshadow, I use the Beijing Gal bronzer, and I go all the way up from my eyebrow and just kind of follow this line down my face. Oh my gosh, that looks like such a harsh line. Like, eyeshadow, what it looks like. But it's not gonna stay there like that, guys, I promise you. That is a nose for you right there. And then I make sure the line doesn't look all harsh like that, you know. I clean the brush off a little bit, and then now I'm going to go down the line, but like buff it out in some like circles in a sense. And just like buff it out and buff it down, especially since I end up putting a lot more. Like, I made it way darker on that side than I did on the other one, so gonna need to blend this in a little bit more. Did y'all see how I just snatched my nose like that? Like, whoa, little petite nose now. Instant nose job, baby. And then also, to make sure that there is no harsh lines, I will then take flat foundation brushes, and then I'll go in like this, because it doesn't have any fresh foundation on it, but it has some, and kind of just do that just to help diffuse that line even more. Boom, nose contoured. Looking good. Okay, so after that, then I'll go in with the NYX bronzer in the dark color again. Take a different brush. Where is this brush from? You just need any kind of like angle brush like this, in a sense. Then I like to go under the Beijing Gal that I just used for my contour, just to add this extra dimension to my contour. And with the flick of the wrist, I'm gonna smooth that upwards, you know, because you definitely don't want to put your bronzer and contour on going downwards. That's gonna make your face look all muddy and like pull down. We're trying to look up, you know what I'm saying, and what I'm to be a little bit darker than my cheeks. I don't know why. I like that dimension to be on my head there. And it's not like I feel like I have a big forehead or anything. I just really like it to be, I don't know, just blend it in all together. All this little hairs, all these little hairs just in the way. Oh my Lord. Get out the way. And then now we're gonna just take a little bit of the Caramel Cutie bronzer from Fenty. Just take a little bit of that, and we're gonna just add it right to the ends that we just did there, to the NYX. Just to add a, you see that little bit more dimension to that. I'm feeling that so much. It's coming out so good, you guys. I just love it. Oh my God. I love when things come out the way I want them to. Because Lord knows I get so pissed off when things just don't come out the way they're intended. Like, what was the point in putting in all that time if it's just not gonna come out right? Like, hello. Got makeup all on my edges, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to do my under eyes, and we're going to take that brown in the Juvia's Place palette and just stamp that on. I like to stamp it first because I don't want any excess fallout. Then the way I do the end of my eye, because I always like this area to make sure it looks very precise, so I'll take these kind of like angled brushes, you know. This is just one from Elf, like a small angled brush. Any angled brush would work. And I'll go back into that area and make sure it's just like really defined here, because I just like it to be kind of like a fake wing in a sense, but the color all just will mesh and come together there nicely. See? And then take the brown, and I'm gonna take this little like smudging brush and kind of just smudge those in now. Oh, and for the ends here, I did the deep, you know, the same deep brown, what is it called? Deep Soul. That's from the Iconic palette. from before. Hello, where are you? And I don't want it to stay like a harsh line up there, so I'll make sure like that's like blended out nicely. There we go. There's just a smidget of fallout, nothing crazy, but you know, get that out the way. So pretty. And I'm just gonna like smudge that in there more. And we're gonna take the orange as well and just add that in here. Because I don't like the color to be too dark when it's coming to the corner of my eye. I don't like it to be too dark there. Unless that's like the whole eyeshadow look, but that's not what the eyeshadow look is over there, you know? And then do the same thing to the other eye. All right, so now that both eyes are, you know, got their thing going on with the under eyes, I then like to brighten my under eyes with Miss Nikita Dragun's Dragun Beauty brightening powder. I just love using this afterwards. Like it just, like you see how much brighter that just made me? And then sometimes I do use a little bit too much to where it looks a little bit like, not chalky or nothing, but just a little too light. Like I gotta blend it in. But it's really my go-to like finishing touch. Like I just love it. And really I like the yellow one more than the pink one because it just goes better with my skin tone. And that's why sometimes the under eyes be looking a little too, because I use the pink a little bit too much when I should just be, you know, using the like yellow one in a sense. So yeah, but I love that. That is like, has to be done. It has to be done. And then after that, we are now going to put on some blush. I'm just going to use some e.l.f. blush because it comes in this compact thing with 4, and I like to use the bottom 2 and mix those together because I'm kind of a blush whore. So I just want to make sure I look nice and like, you know, I need it on there. Ooh, you see how much I just like brought me, sorry, I'm trying to see the mirror behind me, but it like brought me to life like so much more with that blush. Like yes, yes. Give it to me. I love it. And I like to like concentrate it on, you know, the cheeks and then bring it upwards to blend it into my contour. You can't forget the nose. Cannot forget to put the blush on the nose as well. So cute. And then I also like to put blush on my forehead. Just to make sure, not make sure, I just like to look like I'm just real sun-kissed and everything is blended, and then I'll add it to my chin as well too. I just love blush. I just love it. Like it's just needed. So we are like almost done, guys. We're gonna put a first layer of some Morphe spray on, just because usually I don't always put on spray before I, put on my highlight. But right now I'm just feeling like I just want the extra moisture, so that's what we're doing. Now we're gonna take a Morphe R36 brush, go into this Juvia's Place highlight. And this highlighter, you guys, it is intense because it's a loose powder. You see that? Like, oh my goodness. Woo! It's a loose powder highlight, and if you use too much, girl, baby girl, you're gonna be shining. So go into that very sparingly, you know? You don't want to be having too much. After I'm pretty much done doing my face now, I'll go and use this e.l.f. Wow Brow and just enhance my brows. Make sure that they don't look all powdery from like just adding all that powder onto your face. And really just brush them in place and reinforce. Because I did use some, because I just like to use this because it reinforces the, what is this stuff even called? The brow setting stuff from Benefit. So I just think that it helps brush everything into place. And it does have a little bit of like brow fibers in it too. So it just really just gives me that natural brow look at the very end that I'm going for with my thick brows. But they're not even thick like at all. I just really see that just adds like the perfect finishing touch to my brows. Like perfect. Now I'm gonna take another the setting spray. You guys see, gotta enhance the mold, gotta make sure it's enhanced. And for my go-to lips, I like to use Kylie's lip liner. Kylie's lip liner from the Paris collection, Paris Volume collection. And I will line my entire lip with this. So I line my entire lip with that, you know. And then we're gonna take her True Brown, Kylie's True Brown, and then I'm gonna just line the bottom half, like barely, like the slightest bit overline it at the bottom here. You see that? How it like added that dimension and like blended it? And then I like to do it just to my Cupid's bow area. And then I like to take a white eyeliner, and add white to the center here, because any color I put on top of it now is just gonna help lighten up the nude and make sure that it doesn't look too pink. Then we're gonna take from the Kylie Paris collection again. We're gonna take some nude matte lipstick. This one is called Safe Word from Smashbox. And I'll hit that right on top. I really need to do like a lip exfoliation treatment, you know, really get my lips together, because I have like just chronic dry lips. Like it's just crazy. No matter what I do, how much product, it's just always dry. It's just dry and annoying. All right, you guys, and finished look all done and complete. My go-to flawless makeup look, and I say flawless because, good girl, I'm flawless. So good. Yes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here with your girl Taejha, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already. Comment down below what you think. What is your favorite product I use? Do you have any of these products in your go-to routine? Let me know if there is anything specific that you would like me to do and show you when it comes to any specific product at all. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Love you so much. See you in the next video. Bye.